Dearest gentle listeners, you are listening to the Ladies Bridgerton, the talk of the town. We are your effervescent hosts, your neighborhood-friendly Kiwi, Tash from Middle-earth, New Zealand.
And Patti, Regency romance enthusiast, currently writing her high vibe and loved era. Hello, Tangent Squad. Today we bring you another Ladies Bridgerton ranking the ton. We are giving you our 10 favorite couples that have appeared in the Netflix series. So, no book, there'd be way too many for books to even do a top 10. Our caveats are that they had to have publicly courted, they are current, and well, we do have one that did not publicly court, but that's for legal reasons. But
They
there's
sort of get on our list. Let's start out at number 10, Daphne and Simon. Although some people may feel a little hurt at our placement of this number, we believe that as it stands, where they left off in season one, they had so many issues to resolve still, and we do think they have the potential to be in the top few. But as it stands,
they're
they
still
have
just messy.
so yeah, they have some work to do.
Number 9, Francesca and Sir John. Now we know this is not Francesca's love of her life, but we
I
are
believe it. I believe you get to have multiple loves of your life, and having love for one person and then loving someone completely different does not dictate that you did not love the
it
first.
doesn't lessen that love, but in terms of the book, like the heroine and leading man is supposed to be the quote unquote love of your life, or in this case
Hmm.
it'll be leading lady. What I love about this couple though, a, they get each other from the beginning, and two, we are deeply grateful to Shondaland, Netflix, and Jess Brownell for bringing Sir John to life, because book readers, we didn't get to
Cutting them
meet
off. Thank
him.
you.
We didn't get to meet him until after he was already passed away. So thank you for allowing us to love Sir John first.
Yes, we only got maybe a chapter or two with Sir John in the
Yeah,
books before we lose him. So it was really, really beautiful getting to know him. They didn't place higher on the list because again,
not final, not end game.
I feel like well, actually, for me personally, I felt like they allowed their comfort in silence to override the fact that they needed to talk out a few things, and they were both they didn't, how we talk about how the best part of a relationship is where you lift each other up and push each other out of your boundaries, not to change each other at all, but just to help strengthen some of those weaknesses in each other. But I think both of them both have the same weaknesses, and therefore they do not push each other out of the comfort zone,
Yeah, they
like not wanting to go to the queen to say, hey, we're in love, let us be married.
exactly. Instead of turning to each other to support each other, they turn to Violet to fix their problem.
Yes. Yeah. So that's my reason for their placement. It's not to say that we do not love them. It is just that they do not push each other in the way of a true what a relationship needs for growth on both sides. Now we have changed up originally what our number 8 is. So we are going to go with Brimsley and Reynolds.
And this is the couple that was not publicly courting. But the reason that they made our list is because for Brimsley, at least, the torch never went out. The candle never blew out. We don't know Reynolds' side of the story yet. We believe we will in future seasons. We have been told we will know that story. But their love was special enough to Brimsley that he carried the torch of it for the remainder of his days so far.
Yes. And the only reason again that they have not placed higher on this list is because for both Brimsley and Reynolds, their first priority were always the king and queen, and therefore their relationship had to always come second. So it's not through
Yes.
any fault of their own or any lack of love on each other's behalves, but their loyalty to king and state and queen and state came first.
Yes. Okay.
Oh,
And number 7 is Benedict and Lady Tilly. We believe they were publicly courting because he brought her to the engagement party, therefore launching her on his family. And we also know that Lady Tilly is not Benedict's endgame because his season is forthcoming. But the reason they made the list for me is because they are such a clear example of communication in a relationship. And it's such a beautiful, like, she has complete bravery and courage in asking him for something more than they have for an actual commitment. And he is so respectful of her and um, so kind to her. And you can tell that he does have love for her in the way that he lets her know that he is not ready for a relationship, that he does not want one. It is not, he doesn't crush her spirit. I mean, so many people like ask, and then the other person is just like, ooh, how could you even think that? Like, how could you even think I would want that? And I mean, we see that a lot in modern day, but Benedict was the perfect gentleman in his rejection. And we know their relationship in terms of a friendship will continue because of this.
yes.
It
And
was,
we know that it continues because we see Lady Tilly and even Paul at the Danky Finchy ball. And I think the reason that Benedict and Lady Tilly score so highly for us is because, as we were saying before, about the foundation of a fantastic relationship is those that elevate you to push you out of your boundaries.
mhm.
Lady Tilly teaches Benedict that he doesn't have to be bound by society. He can follow his passions. Like, I mean, as long as you're still staying within the realms of like the law, that he can
And not getting ostracized.
yeah, like, because obviously he would never do anything that would compromise his well, publicly that would compromise his family.
Right.
So that he does not have to be so cuckolded by his title. And she teaches him that just because you had a first love and lost them, it doesn't mean that you will never experience love again. Because I think she really does. They do have real love for each other. I think it's
Mhm.
just not that be all end all love that Benedict is looking for. It's not the kind of love that would make him give up freedom. Number
6.
is Emma Kenworthy and Lord Cho.
Yes, our queen Emma Kay. The reason they made the list, even though they have very short appearances, is one, they are a good couple when they are together. They are very much a grumpy sunshine pairing. Miss Kenworthy is assertive, determined. She knows what she wants, and she turned that man around because he was a nasty, and now he seems to dote on her a lot.
In the famous words of Violet, reformed rakes really do make the best of husbands.
Yes, and in this case, I don't so much know as he was reformed as rehabilitated.
You took that man and turned him around.
She is behind every great man is an even greater woman, very much fits them.
Is a strong-willed woman. Yes.
Right. Okay, number 5 is Will and Alice Mondrich. They are true unconditional love. They know each other, they see each other eyes wide open, they understand each other's weaknesses and strengths, and they love each other through it all. Um, their communication is spot on. Even when they're in conflict, they do not name call, they do not raise their voices. They can
They
be
do not
assertive.
they do not demean each other ever.
No, they do not devalue each other ever. He holds her up, she holds him up. They are the they are a great example of, it's not always 50-50. Sometimes it's 80-20. Sometimes, sometimes it's 75-25. And sometimes it's 30-30, and you guys hope for the best for the rest of that 40% of the day. They are a great match. They are a great match for each other.
Yes, and I think um they bat for each other all the time. We see it from season one where Alice is willing to kind of bend the rules of society by just straight out saying to Simon, "Hey, you need to donate to our cause. This is your friend. Support your friend. This is how." And Will would never have asked that of Simon, but Alice is like, "Hey, this is what we need to do for our family. We're a team effort. I'll do the parts that you don't want to do." And same in season 3, we see Will kind of leaning a little bit more into the new title of the ton, more than Alice to start with. It as in Alice feels so out of place. She's afraid to don the outfits. And the second that she even starts to think, hey, maybe this is okay, he's like, yes, go for it. Like you do you. Like they lift each other up, they encourage each other, they are respectful of each other, and they prioritize their family over everything else. Okay, number 4, we have Queen Charlotte and Farmer George.
They are this high on the list because they are that example of when you love someone, you stay. You stay through all of the muck and the mud and the swamps of life, the storms of life. This is, to me, this is my epitome of the person that you love becoming disabled, but it doesn't change who they are. I mean, yes, his mental
Advocated for
illness,
him.
this is a mental illness. And when he was having his episodes, it did change who he was, but she knew those moments were not him. And she
Mhm.
loved him for who he was. So she did not leave, she did not go. And
She held space for when he was himself.
yes, like she only got moments for the remainder of their marriage, but those moments sustained her
Yes.
because that was the man she loved and she was not
Left.
going to abandon him in his hour of need.
We
And
saw a woman go from the most regal, high in society, up across, nose to the air, to a woman who was willing to get under a bed in the dust just for a moment with her husband, her soulmate.
yes, and I will say as a caveat that because this is mental illness, staying is romantic when that person treats you well. Queen Charlotte is not suffering abuse, mental illness, trauma, whatever somebody's stuff is, right? Whatever stuff they have does not is
George,
not an example for bad behavior.
King George loved his wife. The mental illness did not. And that was the biggest thing, is that Queen Charlotte advocated for his health and what was best for him, even when his own mother, I mean, she was doing what she thought was right as well with the doctor, but Queen Charlotte was willing to literally go against one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful woman in the world, to protect her husband. Number 3,
Kate and Anthony. And you're probably wondering how are they three and most of our main couples are done. Who could possibly be in the top two that is not a main character of any season? But we'll get there in a minute. Kate and Anthony are number three because when they finally end up on the same page, they are a perfect couple. They are a great example of good communication, of knowing each other, knowing, like Kate saying, look, I've done this for years. You've done this for years. Let's spend a little more time just being us. She didn't want to leave the duty and leave the responsibility. She knew that they weren't going to leave it forever, but they could trust their family to take care of things and they could have a little more time. They deserved it.
and
She,
he never prefaced it with, it was never, "I I don't want to take care of your family." It was, "I love your
mhm.
family. I can't wait for a life with them, but I want time with you first."
And it showed her own growth because she had taken so much control that she almost lost her relationship with her sister.
Yes.
So she learned how to trust and learned how to let people do what they do best. And she already saw when they came home that everything had been taken care of.
Yes. And I
So,
think we could see just from both of their demeanors, the way that they had both changed, just settling into the marriage with each other, that the kind of sharp edges of both of their personalities completely melted away, and they found peace and comfort within each other, where beforehand their lives were all about taking care of others, and they had both martyred themselves. They realized,
mhm.
hey, we can just, because we're not taking the burden on our own, we are a team.
Yes.
And they perfect embodiment of a team.
I mean, you know that you have good communication as a couple when you can reduce your husband's frustration and potentially stave off a meltdown with a boop on the nose.
It was my moment. Okay, number two. My potentially favorite couple of them all is Finchy and Philippa, the Finchy Winchy.
This couple is the most uncomplicated couple of any of the couples in the entire series.
Yes.
They are
Whereas
perfect for each other from the moment he walks in the drawing room and says her name.
Anthony started out rough, ended really happily. Colin was a slow burn. Philippa and Dinky were a at
Prudence.
best. Sorry, my words today. Prudence and Dinky were a meh at best at the start. This couple from start, middle, well, we're not at the finish line, but their whole existence of a relationship has just been a delight to watch.
Yes. And I mean, Finch is the man. He waited a year and a half to marry his bride, and then he waited a year and a half to bed her.
Yes. And this is a girl who the Ton has always looked down upon for being a Featherington, for not being the most intelligent, for all of these different reasons, but he sees her as the most beautiful, most intelligent. He thinks that she is just the best thing since sliced cheese. It's not
She is the
sliced,
best thing since sliced cheese. Yes.
has to be sliced cheese. Gouda.
She is Gouda, and he is better than cheddar.
Better than cheddar.
And then last but not least, our number one favorite couple is, of course, Colin and Penelope. Because when they love, they grow love, they pollinate, and it heals everyone.
Yes. Um, this is actually our second time recording this because we liked our first recording, but we made a beautiful metaphor that Penelope was the one who sowed the seeds of Colin Bridgerton, and from there, his flower bloomed. The bumblebees came along and they spread that pollen to create an entire field of wildflower beauties.
Yes, they are the epitome of what Benedict says, that love is not finite.
Yes.
They are the epitome of a good partner raises you up and levels you up, and you want to grow for the person you are with, but also they encourage you to grow for yourself. Like
Yes.
neither one of them truly knew their true identity. They had spent a lot of their
Yeah.
lives being told what they were not, and not being encouraged for who they were.
Mhm.
um Colin was being told he's too sensitive, he feels too much, he's too much. And
He's
Penelope,
a third son.
only a third son, and Penelope's being told she's not enough. She's not enough for her mother to even bother trying to steer her around the marriage march. She's not important. She's
Enough. She's not pretty enough. Her coloring is not the right shade of
yes,
nothing about her was ever good enough in her mother's eyes.
right. She in a home where survival is the basis for the dynamic in the home, all the kids are treated like a burden, but Penelope especially is, because she's the last one. She became the extra mouth.
And when
And
seeing each other in each other's eyes is when they actually started building any form of self-esteem.
yes, they both learned so much about themselves by openly loving each other. They openly
Mhm.
loved each other, and they became so much more of themselves in that second half of the season. And it was beautiful to watch.
When someone loves you openly, it it can sometimes heal hard in yourself. And it's not like
Yes,
you'll ever be validated. certainly, but I think it can start a really good foundation of learning to love yourself.
Okay, and then we're gonna give an honorable mention here.
They were the couple that made us believe in love. They
Yeah,
plowed
but
and they really
their
did.
their love was so epic. 7 of their 8 children believed it was so rare they'd never find it. And that is Violet and Edmund. Honorable mention. Huh?
So the R.I.P. Edmund.
R.I.P. Edmund. That is our top 10 as of now in the Bridgerverse. If you think we missed anybody, or you have any suggestions, or don't like our placements, give us a comment below. Let us know your feedback.
I'm going to be a princess.
I'm gonna be a princess.